Hey there. It's always like, excuse me. Don't know why that kicked in, but um, it's always like two people that jump on at the same time for some reason. Um, but they have made updates to the uh, StreamYard, and so I'm hoping that that'll make a difference. I posted, I think, in the description how to uh, comment depending on whether you're mobile or desktop. I have a copy and paste from Google, but something I didn't know at least. So um, that's something. Um, how y'all today? Um, I know we only got two people, and I know I recently, or not recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, posted a poll saying, basically how many of you are trying to or have tried to comment and not been able to, whatever. And uh, I accidentally only set it for 24 hours, so didn't really get a whole lot of responses. But I got some that said they weren't or they didn't try, I guess. Um, that being said, if even if you want to be anonymous, whatever, or you DL or that kind of thing. That's fine, but just do me a solid and maybe at least try so that way I can know there's, you know, that it's kind of working. Um, I think for if you're on mobile, which I know a lot of people are now, not everyone, but a lot of people, um, I think you have to click on like the direct video link or something to be able to post a comment. Um, at least that's what it says. So, uh, at least on Twitter, on YouTube, it seems to be you're more able to, I guess. But um, like on Twitter, for instance, which I'm assuming most of you are, well, most four people, but but I'm assuming that's where most of you are viewing me from. Yeah, I've had this back and forth with StreamYard as far as they say your profile must be verified, or like premium membership or whatever on X, and like, it is, and well, you can't comment to X. I'm aware of that. That's not my point. I want you guys to comment to me. Um, but all the general just BS kind of or generic stuff that you would come to expect. Hope this doesn't turn off the light too bad. Just okay. That didn't make a huge difference. There's just a light overhead that was just bugging me. Um, but yeah. So a little bit of a test run, seeing how things go. Can't be on too long tonight. I do have to to work tomorrow and everything. But at the same time, I am open, and hopefully can see whatever the description says. So as far as like you click on it on a certain way, I guess, and you're allowed to comment. In any case, until someone does, which I know not everyone likes to, and that's okay. Again, it's just to be a little bit of a favor. But yeah, in either case, yeah, still been uh, working hard. Still trying to make content. I hope you guys have liked at least the content that I've posted recently, which I know has not been a lot. Granted, I gotta post more, but that being said, again, it's kind of a mix because essentially trying to run. I'm not saying this is like an entire business in and of itself, but I'm kind of trying to run more or less two businesses at the same time. So there's only so many hours in the day and so many different things you can do. Um, but I mean, it did make, I did uh, come on video, or, come on, I made a video of me coming, which, um, it's not a huge deal. People do it all the time, but uh, again, I don't usually do it anymore. I don't, it's not like I'm against it, but I just prefer to be with someone. Um, but uh, I mean, it was a pretty big load and pretty thick and everything. I hope you guys like that. I did make the collab compilation, which um, it's always this fine balance for me because I want to make like longer videos. 'Cause, like, for myself, I know that people have the attention span of like a fly, but um, I would personally like want to see longer videos. But again, a lot of what I've seen, at least, and heard from different people that at least have knowledge about this kind of stuff, say basically keep it really, short, sweet, that kind of thing. You know, so I may, they say even sometimes, and I know, oh God, don't even get me started on TikTok. Like, I, I might have to do TikTok stuff, but uh, people, they have like these 10-second clips of, there's a little caption and, someone doing something goofy. And um, I don't personally find, I'm not saying any of them, but I don't personally find most of them funny. But clearly, they seem to know what they're doing because they have followers, they have views, that kind of thing. Um, but I mean, I like to make my videos, if I'm going to do it, like, at least, I mean, unless it's just like a cum shot or something like that, you know, at least a minute or, more or something like that. But again, different people say different things. So uh, I'm trying to kind of limit it. If you guys want longer videos, I mean, I can't give away everything for free, but at the same time, and I think again that's part of my problem is I've kind of almost shared too much as far as giving away free content, I guess. But at the same time, I do want to entice you. I mean, there's a lot of creators out there where um, here I go on my whole, bashing other creators, but I'm not really bashing. It's just that because they're successful, so I can't blame them or anything. But uh, I mean, they basically don't show anything, and then charge out the wazoo for, you know, like just the bare minimum content, like, a picture or a gif of their ass, or, like a 5-second clip of them jerking off is, $20, $30. Like, holy shit. So at the very least, I hope you guys at least appreciate, that I'm trying to give, again, I do like doing it, so don't get me wrong. Um, but as I've said before, I'm not just doing it for my health in the sense that, um, as you can see, but the luxurious surroundings here, um, I need money at the same time. So, um, and that's not to like go into the whole spiel about, tip me, all that kind of stuff. Although I will say, please tip at the same time. Link tree in the description. But uh, but I put a lot of effort into the content. So, let me know if you guys are liking it. I tend to not get a lot of responses, even though I kind of throw it out there or I put it out there. It's not a criticism per se. I know a lot of people that follow me are, um, you know, very discreet, or, I don't know if technically they have to be verified, whatever the situation is. They just don't want to, kind of put themselves out there, which I get. But I mean, for a couple reasons. One of the things is that the more, you know, comments you leave, the more reposts you get, or you do, the more likes in general. You know, it helps with the algorithm as far as basically getting more exposure, which is more or less what I'm trying to do. On top of obviously subscriptions. So just if you can do that, and you know, if you're one of the few people out of the 10 that are watching right now that aren't, and I'm not begrudging anyone for being DL or whatever you want to call it again, but just but if you're not one of those people, please, you know, I mean, provide feedback, like, you know, real feedback. I mean, don't say, like early on when I started, they're like, oh, I still won't forget, is it bugged the shit out of me. I'm over now basically, but I was real, you know, I posted something, it was around Thanksgiving of last year, and I was like, who's hungry for Thanksgiving? And someone commented, apparently you are, because as I've said many times, you know, I was going through a rough patch, gained a lot of weight. So, you know, and there was one troll in particular that, and I try not to get political, so I'm not trying to do this, but it was like a weird mix because I looked at, I'll do my due diligence if someone tries to fuck with me. But I saw that his page was a mix of basically gay porn and like hyper conservative stuff. Not like, I mean, it, and I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong if you're conservative. I'm just saying that, I mean, we're talking about like, you know, Trump, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And it's like, really? Those are the two big things that you're looking at? And eventually, when I fired back at him, I guess you could say, no, and I think I reported him also just because he was being such a dick, but he blocked me. Although I can still see his page on another, because I have a couple different pages, I guess you could say, on X. So it's not. There's always a workaround. A lot of people aren't as smart as they think they are. They think just blocking or something is gonna. And I'm not like some crazy stalker. It's just, you know, I'm smarter than your average bear, I guess you could call it. Well, I guess it's figuratively and literally, I guess, to a certain extent. In any case, yeah. So if you just joined, I think I was kind of in the middle of saying, I hope you like the collab compilation. I really, really want more collabs, and there's a couple on the line that are, you know, I'm really optimistic about, I guess you could say. But it's at the same time hard. I mean, if you haven't done it before, which I'm assuming most of you haven't, for various reasons, it is brutally hard to get people to collab, even if they want you sexually. Which I'm not saying I'm a 10 out of 10. I'm not trying to play that game, but there are a lot of people that want me. But usually the main thing is they're afraid of being seen on video or recognized, which, again, I've always said, it's like, well, first of all, who's outing you? That's, I mean, they'd have to be watching or seeing the gay porn in the first place, essentially. Second of all, as you've seen with some of the videos, like the bareback video I did, guy, super nice guy. I like him a lot, but he didn't want his face or most of his body shown. So that's why, like you'll see in the collab compilation, which, by the way, I say watch to the end because you do see the finish there. Well, you don't see it per se. I'm reading him, but you get the idea. But yeah, people are just really nervous about being seen, that kind of thing. I'll show you one thing. Like, hold on one second. Let's see. Can't really see a lot there, but a little bit of a tease there. I'm not saying it's perfect, but like the 18-year-old that I hooked up with, this is the mask that I gave him. I got it specifically, it's Amazon. I'll put it on for just a second, but put it on here. You know, covers, you know, the eyes, the mouth, that kind of thing. You know, cheap enough. It's not like it. I actually had the option of going for like a full-on GIMP mask, but I think it was a little too much. But like for instance, was supposed to have a collab actually tonight, today, but he said probably later in the evening. And damn, we lost one. That's all right. But I mean, I think some people also have this misconception that maybe they watch too much porn in the sense that they see the, you know, like the hidden camera kind of thing. People always seem to be nervous that like I have, you know, some kind of like hidden camera stashed away that's going to catch them in their, you know, secret moments, I guess, or whatever, you know, like, you know, either if they want to wear the mask and it would, you know, catch them off guard, that kind of thing. I mean, you can only take my word for it. I have nothing like that. I wouldn't even really know where to begin with that. I also don't want all the legal hassle that comes with secretly recording someone. It just, it would not be worth it on so many levels, nor do I have just the interest or desire to try and do a hidden camera thing. But anyway, you know, guy won't say anything and he's very DL, like about him personally, but let's just say he has a very busy schedule and so he's in and out of the area a lot, but he was going to be back in the area this weekend. And we were, you know, it's been a long time coming. We've been talking for a while. He was really into me. And he was at least open to a collab. He wasn't like like super enthusiastic about it, but he was open to it and he was willing to do it. But then it was either today or yesterday or whatever. But you know, we talked primarily through Snap, and I saw that he blocked me. It's pretty easy to tell if someone blocked you because, well, I mean, they're basically their profile disappears, and you know, if you try to look at their profile, you can't find their profile, and all this other good stuff. So I guess he got second thoughts. Didn't end up happening. You know, I am in talks. If you're just joining me, we lost one, but we gained two here, so thank you for that. But yeah, I do have a few on the line. Again, I'd like to do a lot more. I'm by no means a slut, whatever you want to call it, like that. But at the same time, you know, honestly, I enjoy them. I like the kind of, I'm a little bit artsy. I like the kind of, you know, and I'm not saying I'm an expert at it. I'm not like, you know, Sean Cody Studios or anything like that, but I like, you know, kind of getting different positions, that kind of thing, and everything. But uh, that's why I think I had asked in the collab compilation that I had made, um, does anyone know anyone around the Northern Virginia, DC area? Obviously, it's clean, but in all due respect, nothing against you if you're older. I've said this before. Um, Please, if you're like 40 or 50 or like really overweight or something like that, I'm sorry. It's just not for me. You got to be at least halfway decent looking. It's just them's the breaks. Uh, but at the same time, you know, I really would like to make more. It's just I don't have those kinds of connections like certain people. You know, it's like there's these niche groups where they all, you know, they make all these collabs with each other and like different, even like different porno actors. You know, I've talked about him before, but Brad, who's like this, you know, big thing now, kind of as far as OnlyFans and the sort of even the just the porn industry in general. Um, you know, charges crazy amounts, and I mean, let's be honest. If you know who I'm talking about, he looks good. I'm not going to take anything away from that. Um, in general, is kind of dumb as a rock, but hey, if you can get away with your, you know, looking good for a while, then so be it. Um, so I've had a few conversations, nothing like super deep, but you know, with them. Um, but I don't know. Is it because I'm, you know, too old? Which I'm not really, but and there's a niche for everyone. Um, but oh, I know where I was going with that. It's just that, you know, like he has this connection of, you know, different people. I guess in his area. I guess Miami or wherever he's from is a good place to meet those people. You know, I in general, I really like the kind of amateur style um, porn stuff. I mean, not just for me, but in general, because it's more raw. It's more like more genuine, I guess you would call it. Again, even if the guys are really hot, I don't get turned on if I'm watching porn and you know, you can tell they're fake moaning and oh yeah, give me more, give me more. It's just I don't know. I mean, it used to me when I was younger and just didn't have the same kind of. I don't know, I hadn't really refined my taste a bit, but I like amateur porn where it's more like you see people in the moment, and I've had people say before, as far as talking about, you know, what if I'm not good at sucking dick or that sort of thing? I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I don't want to speak for you guys, but at the same time, I don't think a lot of people would care. I think if anything, not that you want someone that's bad at sucking dick, um, but like I'd love to see that like, just uh, raw moment as opposed to okay, guys, suck 10,000 dicks and you know what to expect and whatever. I mean, you know, again, without giving personal information, there's another guy where um, 18 is kind of coming down to, I guess, visit in the area at least, but um, you know, never been with a guy before. More kind of a romantic type, but it was kind of open to doing a collab and uh, just. I mean, one of his biggest fears, among other things, was just that, what if I'm not good at it? I'm like, good at what? You know, you're sucking dick. I don't think he wanted to be fucked if I remember correctly, um, but even that, it's like I'd rather see someone almost kind of learning to suck dick, if that makes sense. And experiencing it for the first time. And I said I would do it to him. I said, you know, I'll suck your dick and show you, what it, how good it is. Because even though I'm a dom top, for what it's worth, uh, maybe it's a turn on for a lot of you. Maybe it's not because doms don't as much suck dick, I guess. But again, it all depends on the person and the vibe you get. For me, at least. Um, but I've been told that I really know like all the sweet spots and like how to do it well. So maybe it's just from me watching porn. I don't know. I didn't take a class, but uh, but apparently I do it really well. So I'm like, I'll suck your dick too, and you can see how it feels. But he was just nervous he wouldn't do it well. I'm like, just relax. It's all right. Um, but and a lot of times if the I've learned kind of like in sales in general, because I mean being a personal trainer, a big part of it is sales. But essentially, the longer you drag things out with someone, the less likely that something's actually going to come from it. Um, which is not to say that I'm just looking for quick hookups or anything. It's just that um, people just slowly kind of lose interest over time. And there's a thing in sales that, a lot of you probably know it, maybe you don't, but essentially, if they walk out the door, I'm not just talking about porn, but in general, you've pretty much lost them as a client or a customer, whatever you want to call it. Um, you sell them then, and if they leave, there's a very small chance that they'll come back. Um, Same thing with doing collabs. I found you got to kind of strike while the iron is hot. Um, Otherwise, they either lose interest or, in some cases, again, even though, and I have snapshots and everything like that, and I'm trying to make sure I'm as covered as well as I can be, but at the same time, sorry, I don't know why I have this little scratch in my throat, um, but in either case, um, it's really not a complicated farm. It's basically just like places like OnlyFans, which I mean, the reason I want to do it for OnlyFans is because that's what's going to bring people to subscribe there. Um, if I just did it for X, which I mean, no offense to you guys, but I'm trying to, I don't really make money off of that, or I don't make money off of that. And no offense, but you guys haven't been great about tipping or that kind of thing. So, um, you know, OnlyFans is kind of the way to make the money, but otherwise, I mean, like OnlyFans will be very quick to take down videos that if you don't tag specifically, like you have to have an approved release form. And the release form itself is pretty short as far as I know. It's basically just to prove you're 18 and then you consent to, me posting and sharing the video on there. But um I mean, I had one person say basically I'm just too late. That probably more than one person actually just say I'm too lazy to do it. Like I'll do the video, I'll do whatever, but I'm not gonna do the release form, which is all well and good. But if you don't do the release form, I can't post it to the OnlyFans because I mean it's not like one of those things that just slides under the radar. They'll pick it up pretty quickly. Um, but uh, So there's that, and sometimes just distance also. People are too far away or that kind of thing, um, but again, I think part of it's the networking. And again, if you have any suggestions or anything like that, um, I don't know if I'm missing something or something. I haven't seen one comment so far, um, unless I'm missing something. Um, just double checking something. Um, but someone please comment something or at least try. Uh, But I just don't have that kind of network where, um, you know, like I know all these guys that are into that. Um, I mean, I do know some, but they've kind of like phased out of it, if that makes sense. Um, I mean, they're not doing it as much anymore, or not as invested in it, or they're busy with school, that kind of thing. You know, is what it is. And I'm not saying, collabs are the only thing that I'm interested in. I mean, I'm more than happy to post pretty much any kind of content you want. On I mean, especially on OnlyFans, as long as it's within the rules, you can't do like bodily not that I'm really into it anyway, just personal preference, but like, for those of you who are into water sports, so to speak, it would be against the rules or whatever. They'd take it down, if they showed you pissing on someone, for instance. But as long as it's within the rules, I'd be down. Um, I just need to know what you guys want to see, um, and essentially what it would take more or less to get you guys to subscribe. Now, again, we're getting it always seems around this mark that we get a lot more. I get a lot more viewers, which I really appreciate. It's frustrating. It sometimes takes so long. Um, but yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see. Because I mean, I have a bunch of different ideas up here, but I'm not a mind reader either, so you gotta kind of let me know. Um, if you want me to be really dominant or you want me to be really sub, yeah, again, I do. Uh, I've done custom stuff before. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I believe you've commented before, so thank you. Um, yeah, if you're just watching, or if you did just joined, excuse me. I was just saying earlier. I mean, there's always a fine line of just not putting too little, but not too much. So, I wanted to kind of strike a happy medium, I guess. Put enough to keep you into it and enjoy it, but at the same time, not just give away everything. Otherwise, there'd be no point to, you know, breaking the fourth wall here. But the idea is that it gets you to subscribe to the OnlyFans. But the thing is that um, I don't think it's the cost, unless I'm mistaken. I mean, it could be the consistency because, again, I know it's not always easy to, um, or at least in my case, because I'm kind of juggling a couple different things, uh, juggling those balls. Um, but so I'd like to post more. Also, one of the things also is and kind of like I was saying before, is I just don't know exactly what you want because I mean I've posted a lot of different stuff like um, you know playing with toys, shower scene, like verbal dominance, collabs, that kind of thing, pictures, jerk off videos, all that kind of stuff. But like I don't know, maybe you're really into. mean, there's a guy I've talked to here, off and on, whose big thing is cum. He loves cum or cum shots, that kind of thing. If that's what you'd like to see, let me know. I'll probably run some kind of poll or something. Which case also, please, because it is anonymous. I can't even see who responds to it, but I just need some feedback basically on what you'd like to see. It's not that I wouldn't do it, but I'd be a little more hesitant about taking a giant dildo and fucking myself with it. But at the same time, who knows? Just work with me is all I'm saying. But I do want to provide you stuff that you like, as opposed to just not like some people. They just churn out, and I know it's partly for the algorithm, it's partly to because it helps with their numbers and everything, but they put out just something every day, which I get. It keeps their image out there, whatever, but it's like, again, a lot of them don't even post anything really not that it has to be super explicit, but like a teaser where they show their bulge. If I see one more, say hi and unlock my nudies or something, I'm gonna shoot someone. Just kidding, but really, and as a side note, one thing that is a pain in the ass also is, and please feel free to chime in if you've dealt with this, but all the fake spam accounts on Grindr, which I'm assuming at least a lot of you use, and I actually wrote a pretty lengthy and kind of rough email to them. I mean, I am a paying member, and yes, realistically, I don't directly say I have OnlyFans, but I do link to my X page and Instagram, which is kind of for personal training as well. But at the same time, you can tell pretty quickly which ones are the scam ones. They're all white. They all look like, most of them look like 10 out of 10 models. They all have 9-inch dicks, apparently. Not 7, not 8, not 10. It's always 9 inches. And I'd love to know I'm just curious what their market research is, that apparently 9 is the magic number for dick size, apparently. And a lot of guys, I'm not saying guys don't like big dicks, but 9 is, a bit big for a lot of people anyway. So, not even saying, these are not real profiles anyway, they're scam profiles. But, like, if you see obviously see me here. I'm not trying to be that person. Please don't even engage with these people, because one thing they'll do, even if you're another creator. Oh, well, I saw that one. At least saying none of your comments are going through. I will just say, try, if you haven't already, reading the description, as far as again, it's like a Google search, but also looking up some other stuff, as far as how supposedly to get more comments through. I'll keep working on it. They're supposedly making updates, because I had actually messaged them saying basically I'm not able to see comments, that kind of thing. Although I did see the one saying, well, two of your comments, one saying nice compilation video, and the other one saying none of my comments are going through. So I did see those two at least. But yeah, what was I gonna say? It's just, I mean, I know someone personally, and I'm not surprised if there's not a lot of them like this that are just canceling their kind of premium subscriptions. Now, with that said, you got to listen to, 30-second ads that have a little fake X button, so you accidentally click on the link that they're trying to advertise. It's frustrating. I mean, I still have my paid subscription, but goddamn, is it just? And it's funny because sometimes I use the roam feature, or I'll just look at different places, see where different profiles are, and I mean it's the same pictures, the same people. Okay, yeah, absolutely. And I've always said, yeah, please feel free to message me, DM me. You always can. You're not, you know. One thing you'll find is all these people have social media managers because apparently they're so popular that they can't handle the plethora of messages that are coming their way. But and I've fallen for the scam a few times early on, not anymore, but they'll say, like, oh, yeah, we can collab, we can do this if you just subscribe to my OnlyFans. It, bullshit. Yeah, and because, and again, I'm kind of letting in both as someone that knows how the whole system works and also has been a fallen victim to it early on, at least, is they get you in at a low price. They're hoping you don't renew, but then they set that price, the renew price, at like $40, something like that, something really kind of outrageous. Or they just use it as a way to spam a bunch of content at you, and they pretend basically like they've never talked to you before. Oh, I only do solo content. Well, why the fuck did you say that you were gonna do a collab with me? And they just pretty much ignore it. So and I'm sure most of you already know this. I'm sure it drives you. Thank you. I will read it very soon. It's just hard because if I stay too long disconnected from here, or not disconnected, but if I stay too long away from here, it'll disconnect me. But I'll check it out very soon. Trust me. Because also, unfortunately, I can't be one of these really long sessions. I'm gonna have to go in, a few minutes at least. But honest to God, I'm trying to look out for you guys, and in the sense that also, please continue to like blast Grindr with. I mean, the message I got back was something. I mean, it's a generic message, but it's something along the lines of, well, as many as spam profiles as you see, there that many more they don't get through that we catch beforehand. It's like, if that's what you catch beforehand, I mean, holy shit! It's not just Grindr. I mean, I'm on Tinder also, and I'm sure it goes for other sites as well. Tinder and Grindr are the two main ones, but uh, I can't take it anymore. It's driving me nuts. And again, I know that tech, because there is a section for networking, so technically you can network. What they're doing is not networking; they're trying to scam you. It's different. I'm in some cases trying to network, or people will say, are you only looking for videos? No, I'm looking for the same thing basically everyone else is on some level. It's just if I can get a video or something out of it, or a client or what have you, I'm happy to do that also. Believe it or not, I've actually gotten as far as sales, I'll just say this real quick. I want to get back to it, but um, I mean, client acquisition, as far as like again, big part of being a trainer is sales. My number one generator for clients, like paying clients that are happy with the service. It's not like one of these profiles where it's like you just scam them. People that I've actually worked with has been Grinder. I'm not saying it's got me a million of them, but out of all the different kind of avenues I've done, that's probably been the biggest lead generator. So it's sad to see the direction that it's going, because like I get it, most of us don't go, wow, I'm excited to be on Grinder, that kind of thing, but or they don't scream it out to the world, but at the same time, look, most gay guys use it at some point or another. Half the time they delete their profile and they come back because it's almost that post-nut clarity where they'll come and then they'll be like, oh, I don't want to do it, and then they'll come back and whatever. But it's like that's a whole other story. But really, I mean, I know that obviously there seems to be some issues with the chat as always, but are you guys as sick of the fucking Grinder and other dating app stuff? I mean, clearly they found an avenue. I don't know how well it works anymore because I would assume people have caught on to that. They're all Dom, as I've said before, or they claim to be Dom. They all claim to have pictures of basically hot white guys with, as I've said before, 9-inch dicks, which, again, 9-inch dicks are rare enough to begin with, let alone apparently all these OnlyFans creators have 9-inch dicks. It's just funny to me. And 99% of the time they'll block you. I've engaged with them sometimes, and I guess they don't know I'm a creator or something. I feel kind of cheesy saying that as far as a creator, but or an OnlyFans person, whatever. But they're like, oh, you're just upset, you're just jealous, you can't get any, and I don't directly advertise it. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, these people, partly because, as I mentioned before, I've been scammed before, and without going into all the details, it cost me about $700 or so, which is a nice chunk of change, especially for someone who doesn't have a lot of money. But most of these people, I mean, they're certainly not the people they claim to be, and they're perceived, that kind of thing. Just terrible, terrible people. I guess phrase out of Trump's book, but really, just, I mean, they say they know, but people don't take action. Like, I'm the kind of person, personally at least, where if I'm pissed off about something or if I don't like something, I'll make my voice heard, even if you know, it isn't always received well. I mean, obviously I'm professional, that kind of thing in general, but uh, no, this kind of stuff, no. I mean, I'm not a cybersecurity expert. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. At the same time, uh, I can pretty much guarantee there's probably more they could be doing, but if I were to guess, at least. And uh, and you can also tell because the font is always different, and it's you know they find ways to change up words just enough so that I guess it doesn't get caught or whatever. I mean, I've just gotten to the point where I just report every one of those profiles I see because I'm sick of them. Um, Not that it's going to do a whole lot, but just make more until someone actually does something like that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, feel free to comment whatever you want to do. Um, as far as you know, please just let me know I'm not alone, and that it's just so fucking frustrating dealing with that shit. Um, you know, I don't go out and say I'll only meet you if a submissive bitch. You know, but you have to subscribe to my OnlyFans first, and then we can mess around. But no, hopefully you know me better by now. Um, I try to be as genuine as possible, honestly. Um, I well, not that I know most of you guys probably aren't interested in it, but that being said, we didn't get a lot to the personal training, fitness side of things. That being said, just a quick plug, and then um, I'll wrap things up in a minute. But again, there's 3D fitness and training on Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. If you're interested in a collab, no, give me some feedback in general. Um, you know, I want dialogue. Um, if you're DL, I'm not gonna out you. I have no time, desire, interest, anything like that. Um, I just, yeah, I have almost 900 followers right now. If we can make it to 1,000, which I know some of these guys have like tens of thousands, which God knows how it happens. But if we can make it to 1,000, do whatever you can, and I'll find something. Like I'll make it worth your while if you can do that. Um, you know, I've been trying to kind of like every 100 followers, but with almost 900 followers, you'd think there'd be more interaction. And I realize that some of them are spam bots, but they can't all be. Um, so, in any case, 3D fitness training on Facebook and Instagram. Uh, I am a professional personal trainer full time over 6 years. I know what I'm doing. So, yeah. Um, on top of that, um, yeah, I will try and stay updated as far as content on both X and OnlyFans, that kind of thing. I want to provide you content that you enjoy on X. For those of you who apparently can't afford $10 on OnlyFans, you know, that's fine. If you can, I would greatly appreciate that. Or again, there's always that tip button, the link tree. In any case, I'm really glad. I would say longer. It's just I started a little bit later. Was doing some stuff earlier. Um, but I'm at least glad I got 53 people watching right now. And I know people say it a lot, but I really do mean it when I say that I don't take it for granted. Like I really do appreciate all you guys that are watching. Just sit here shirtless, kind of rambling about different topics. I have heard, and you know, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard from a lot of people at least that they find my voice sexy. Now maybe that's more like if I'm sending voice messages, that kind of thing. But people seem to find my voice kind of relaxing and sexy. So hopefully you do too. Um, but thank you so much. I will keep you guys posted. But thank you so much for tuning in. Got to get up for work tomorrow, but love you all. Please help support. Thank you.